We would like to welcome you to our 2019-2020 awards presentation. Our purpose here today is to celebrate and acknowledge the hard work and dedication of our personnel. Our delivery is a little different this year, but our intent is very much the same. Through it all, our personnel have not only performed, but performed admirably, and we want to recognize and award that performance. What's changed, you say? Well, let's see. Our personal touch is a little different these days. We should be mindful of being socially distant and our new acceptable social practices and interaction parameters. What's constant, you say? Our drive to be and do the best we possibly can, every day, every call, every shift. That's our commitment, our passion, and our service to our great city. As a global community, a nation, a state, a city, we've never been here. But as always, we find a way. We adapt and we overcome. But lately, we've taken that motto of adapting and overcoming to a new level with a slight twist. We are now focused on having to adopt new practices and new ways of doing business to better serve. Each of you has handled these new challenges with integrity and the determination to do the absolute best we can, regardless of the circumstances. We've respected our new processes and parameters while finding new and innovative ways of serving our community and doing business. And finally, the reason for this presentation. Through it all, you have still performed excellently, above and beyond what is required or expected. We are the standard that others are judged by, and that is because of you and what you do each day. Today we honor that performance, that service, and that dedication through our annual awards presentations.
To the brave men and women of Memphis Fire, today we gather to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your service to the citizens of Memphis. We know that Memphis Fire is the very best of the best, and our honorees have shown an exceptional commitment to excellence above and beyond the normal call of duty. From medals of bravery and merit to employees of the year, these dedicated public servants are an inspiration, and I am humbled to serve the city with them. Every day, each and every member of Memphis Fire puts the lives of others before their own, risking great personal harm for the protection of their fellow man. We are profoundly grateful.
It is an honor to recognize the hard work, passion, and efforts of the City of Memphis Division of Fire Service personnel. Each day the standard is set, but you have gone beyond what is expected. The medals and ribbons tell only part of the story. I believe that each one of your stories begins with the heart, a selfless and noble heart that motivates you, a dedicated and disciplined heart that strengthens you, and a heart of compassion, leadership, and teamwork that drives you. Each of you help make a difference in our great city. Most people think about the fire department as big red fire trucks and big red ambulances roaring down the street with lights and sirens blaring. We think of the fire department as stories that we see on the news of big fires and heroic rescues. But we also know that there are many people working behind the scenes to allow our firefighters and paramedics to put out those fires and to save people's lives. We know the difference between success and failure is a great team. And I am truly blessed to work with one of the best teams in the business. Before that rescue was made, there was a dispatcher who processed the call. These dispatchers were able to process the call because we have a great CAD team that keeps the system working. Firefighters and paramedics make it to the scene because we have great mechanics that make sure our apparatus works properly. And we have air mask mechanics to make sure our SCBAs work properly once we arrive on the scene. We have a logistics team that makes sure that we have the supplies that are needed both in the stations and on the fire and EMS equipment. And we have a great finance team that manage contracts and pay the bills so that we can purchase all of those supplies. We have inspectors who review plans and make sure these buildings are compliant with fire code, keeping our firefighters safe. We have investigators who catch criminals who use fire as a weapon and put our personnel's lives in danger. And we also have public educators. They've been to schools and taught children about fire safety so that everyone may have an escape plan to escape their homes. And before the call, we have great training staffs, fire, EMS, fire prevention, communications. And they've made sure our personnel are prepared for whatever situation they encounter. We have crew peoples who make sure our facilities are comfortable and present a professional image. And we also have a great HR team and payroll folks who make sure that everyone gets paid and gets their well-deserved leave time. And then we have me and the rest of the command staff. And it's our responsibility to make sure that all of those folks have the resources they need to get their jobs done effectively. As you see, it takes a lot of people pulling together to make a fire department work efficiently and effectively. And I hope when you see our firefighters and paramedics on the news that you think about the team effort that was involved to make this possible. As Helen Keller once said, alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. It is an honor to recognize our personnel who have gone above and beyond in delivering services not only to the citizens of Memphis, but also serving each other. I couldn't be more proud to be a part of what I consider one of the best teams in the business and the most valuable resource in the city of Memphis, the Memphis Fire Department. Congratulations to all the award recipients and all firefighters and paramedics. Please be safe out there.
Our Fire Prevention Employee of the Year, Inspector Antonio Mack. Inspector Mack is highly respected by all of his peers and management. His work is an example of one being committed and having passion for what he does every day. Inspector Mack's area of responsibility is the Shelby County Schools, and he has taken it upon himself to coordinate with all the school principals, engineers, and teachers to educate them on the dangers of various practices that could lead to fires. He has also worked with school administrators to streamline repairs, installations, and maintenance of all life safety systems to stay in compliance with the state laws and city ordinances. His work has led to a great partnership with the Memphis Fire Department and Shelby County Schools. Inspector Mack is also a board member for the West Tennessee Regional Fire Prevention Conference, where he coordinates conference logistics and co-chairs the event. In addition to his daily duties, Inspector Mack also assists the training division with teaching, educating, and advising. In short, Inspector Mack is a vital component to the daily success of the Fire Prevention Bureau. Fire Prevention Employee of the Year, Inspector Antonio Mack. All right, Officer of the Year, Lieutenant William Billy Wright. Lieutenant Billy Wright is the meaning of what an officer and a leader should be on the Memphis Fire Department. Lieutenant Wright sets and upholds a high standard on Truck 4C and the Memphis Fire Department. Not only are his standards high, but he leads by example. Lieutenant Wright makes sure new personnel are given the tools to be successful and then spends time daily reinforcing those tools with practical application. On calls, Lieutenant Wright takes the time to point out lessons learned as a means of developing and growing personnel. There are no complaints, concerns, or issues with Lieutenant Wright, only opportunities to improve. Lieutenant Wright is a selfless leader that goes out of the way to make sure personnel are treated respectfully and fairly in all manners. He takes all assigned tasks as his own and completes them in a timely manner. On December 13, 2019, the Memphis Fire Department Public Education Division received a phone call from Los Angeles firefighter Stefano Filippi, LA firefighter in California. His friend Adam Martinez's little girl Addison was in Memphis receiving chemotherapy. He was called to see if there was a way that Memphis firefighters could assist Addison or visit her after her chemo treatment at the Ronald McDonald House after 4:30 p.m. in the afternoon. Now initially, Stefano made this request for the next day, but he called back informing me that it actually needed to be Friday. And I told him that as a fire department we would do our best, and this is coming from our fire education specialist, Kimberly Strong. She called Lieutenant Wright, and Lieutenant Wright told her without hesitation, "Ms. Strong, we have it and we'll make it happen." And this was not the first time Lieutenant Wright had accommodated a short notice public education request or community engagement request. Ms. Strong has had to call on him many times down through the years with requests, be it schools, businesses, seniors, and leaders, and he would always make it happen. It is in that spirit that we honor Lieutenant Billy Wright as Officer of the Year. Fire Alarm Operator of the Year, Lakeisha Farmer. Lakeisha has been with Fire Communications for a decade now, and throughout the years she has shown herself to be an exemplary employee. She never fails to report for duty with a bright smile and a cheery disposition. In an occupation where tragedy and disaster are a daily occurrence, Lakeisha never wavers from her desire to help those in need. Her disposition is not limited to the public. She is always the first one to reach out when one of her coworkers is in need. And she is always the employee that brings us all together to assist due to a death in the family, sickness, a birthday, anniversary, or simply coming together to plan an event. She is also quick to assist with our new hires with any issues they may have and encourages them when needed. Alarm Operator of the Year, Lakeisha Farmer. Senior Fire Alarm Operator of the Year, Gerald Wilkes. Along with his normal tasks as Senior Operator, Gerald Wilkes participates in the Color Guard and the Awards Committee. There were numerous instances where Gerald Wilkes has gone above and beyond the call of duty. The day fire communications caught on fire, Wilkes worked until he was sent to the doctor. We are also impressed with his knowledge and professionalism while working out of rank as a watch commander. There have been several occasions when working out of rank that he has shown great leadership. He is discreet when corrections are needed, yet doesn't mind stepping up to resolve a situation before it gets out of hand. Gerald Wilkes, Senior Fire Alarm Operator of the Year. Paramedic of the Year, Firefighter Paramedic Jerry Irwin. Jay has been a paramedic for 23 years, and he joined the Memphis Fire Department in September of 2002. Over the last 17 years, Jay has developed into one of the finest medics on the Memphis Fire Department. Firefighter Paramedic Irwin's knowledge and skill level represent the Memphis Fire Department well and highlight a wealth of experience in pre-hospital emergency medicine. There are many incidents that will qualify Firefighter Paramedic Irwin for Paramedic of the Year, but one while on vacation sums up his commitment to life safety no matter where he is. In short, Jay and his family were in South Carolina for vacation. His luggage was switched and he had to wait. While waiting, they heard a yell for help. In hearing that yell, Jay made his way down, found the victim down, and provided advanced life support to this individual in a random airport across the country and made a difference right there, representing the Memphis Fire Department and his profession in the utmost way. Our Paramedic of the Year, Jerry J. Irwin. Our Firefighter of the Year is Firefighter Vivian Higgins. Firefighter Higgins has been with the Memphis Fire Department since April of 2015 and has been assigned to Rescue 2 since July of 2017. This makes Private Higgins just the second female firefighter to be permanently assigned to a Special Operations Rescue truck. Private Higgins demonstrates an outstanding work ethic and an unwavering positive attitude towards her fellow firefighters and the citizens of our great city. Called upon numerous times to go above and beyond normal duty assignments, Vivian plays an instrumental role in training and representing the Division of Fire Services in citywide initiatives such as Toys for Tots, Hurl Day with the Girl Scouts of Memphis, and charity runs with several of our community partners, just to name a few. Private Higgins' effort, energy, and expertise have increased our department's overall capabilities by exemplifying selflessness and a caring image that the public has come to associate with the members of this division. Firefighter of the Year, Private Vivian Higgins. For the 2019-2020 awards season, our Driver of the Year is Driver Ryan Smith. Driver Ryan Smith is a 12-and-a-half-year veteran with the Memphis Fire Department. Ryan has risen from the ranks of fire private to firefighter paramedic to driver, and his star is still rising. Driver Smith's thoroughness and attention to detail are just a couple of qualities that stand out and speak to his passion for this profession. Ryan performs above expectations and consistently seeks to improve not only his knowledge and performance, but the knowledge and performance of all of those assigned with him. In the absence of his officer, Ryan has stepped in to take larger leadership roles to ensure continuity and consistency in his company's performance. Ryan's love for his profession is expressed through his daily dedication to the citizens of Memphis and the divisions of fire services. Driver of the Year, Ryan Smith. Staff Employee of the Year, Miss Cindy Henley. Miss Cindy's career spans more than 41 years with the Memphis Fire Department. She has worked in payroll, medical services office, fire training, and any person that has been hired for the last 15 years has seen Miss Cindy. She processes all new hire information and tracks all employees until their contractual agreements have been met. She assists the veterans of the United States military in receiving Veterans Administration benefits. She is the planning person for all promotion ceremonies, graduations, serves on the Special Events Committee, as well as working with Human Resources, Fire Administration, uniform vendors, on top of all of her secretarial duties. Most importantly, Miss Cindy is the Chief of Training's greatest asset. She tracks and recalls all information for recruit classes, EMS records, and knows where to find almost any information on the Memphis Fire Department. She truly makes the training center run as the chiefs come and go. She remains the constant, and without her, the struggle would be real. Staff Employee of the Year, Cindy Henley. Our Communications Training Officer of the Year, Watch Commander Sandra Willis. Watch Commander Willis does not stop at giving probationary operators the skills they need to succeed in dispatch. She works with those that fall short when others will give up. She works to promote those with a good work ethic who are knowledgeable, regardless of their time in service. Watch Commander Willis assisted during the Fire Communications Bureau fire, giving breaks when she herself needed one. She fights for positive change, and she makes sure that all voices are heard. Training Officer of the Year, Watch Commander Sandra Willis. Fire Suppression Training Officer of the Year, Lieutenant Taj McCoy. Lieutenant McCoy truly leads by example. He gives 100% in everything he does, and he is the first to step up and take on any challenge posed to our department. He is knowledgeable about the job and brings many experiences to the table. He wears a multitude of hats at training, including teaching multiple courses, managing qualification packets, lead engine instructor for recruit training, and filling the battalion chief position in an out-of-rank capacity when needed, just to name a few. In short, Lieutenant McCoy is the ultimate team player. His drive, passion, and motivation to succeed all serve to make training and the Division of Fire Services effective and highly efficient every day. Training Officer of the Year, Lieutenant Taj McCoy. Our EMS Training Officer of the Year is Battalion Chief Edward Jeter. Ed Jeter has been a dominating force within the Memphis Fire Department for over 21 years. He has spent the last 11 as an EMS lieutenant in training, and he is someone who believes in the mission given to him and will execute it flawlessly. He always keeps a level head in all situations and looks at all angles before making a decision. Lieutenant Jeter takes stock in each individual, past and current, as well as co-workers. He truly has an open door policy for everyone that needs help or just wants to vent about frustrations and never-ending, let me run this by you conversations that come up. As lead instructor, the advanced EMT and air paramedic classes, he and his team have a pass rate of 91%, and the national average was 75%. Paramedic Class 8 had a 100% pass rate, and the national average was 87%. Paramedic Class 9 has a pass rate of 72%, with 21 of the 32 students that have taken the National Registry exam to date. This just goes to show the effectiveness of good leadership and what Chief Jeter has brought to the table. Our EMS Training Officer of the Year, Battalion Chief Edward Jeter. For the 2019-2020 award season, the Director's Award goes to Manager Rick Keith. Rick was instrumental in securing a contract option never before seen with the Stryker Medical Corporation. Manager Keith knew we were in desperate need of new cardiac monitors, and there were only 2 options available. He also knew our Lucas devices were nearing end of life and would soon need addressing. Researching the other products Stryker managed, Rick began negotiating a bundle of monitors, Lucas devices, and power load stretcher mounts. In the middle of this negotiation, he also realized the need for an embedded Stryker employee if the bundle purchase was approved. At the end of the negotiations, the Division of Fire Services procured cardiac monitors for all emergency units and all frontline first responder companies. The contract allowed for on-site loaners and surge monitors for special events. All emergency units received new Lucas devices, and the original Lucas were issued to first responder companies, increasing our mechanical CPR coverage. All frontline units and 6 reserves received the power load system with Power Pro stretchers and new stair chairs. In addition, Stryker introduced their first ever embedded employee program and service agreement with built-in KPIs called the Pit Stop. The citizens of Memphis will have an increased level of service, which will hopefully increase our rates. None of this could have been accomplished without the hard work and ingenuity of Manager Rick Keith. The Director's Award goes to Manager Rick Keith. Our life-saving medal of this year goes to Lieutenant Tim Austin, Private Michael Call, Firefighter Paramedic Jefferson Pennell, and Firefighter Paramedic Quanisha Ward. On August 10, 2019, at approximately 10:28 hours, Engine 26 arrived on the scene of the Rose Motel located at 4168 US Highway 51 North in Memphis. Upon arrival, they discovered heavy smoke emerging from room 122. Lieutenant Austin, along with firefighter Purnell, started forcing entry into the room. While trying to gain entry, it was noticed that the door was harder to force than normal. After the door was finally breached, Lieutenant Austin and firefighter Purnell discovered the door had been barricaded with furniture from the room. As they pushed forward, it was discovered that several of the room's contents were on fire, including a mattress and a box spring, which were some of the items used to barricade the door. Realizing there was no other exit than the front door, Lieutenant Austin knew there was a high probability that a victim had started the fire and was trapped in the room. Lieutenant Austin instructed Private Michael Call to pull a line and extinguish the fire while trying to maintain the integrity of the scene because of the possibility of arson. An intense search in the rear of the room revealed the door to the bathroom area. It was noted that that door was hard to open. Once firefighter Purnell got that door open, he found an unresponsive male victim lying behind the door. Firefighter paramedic Purnell and Lieutenant Austin grabbed the victim and removed him from the structure, and command was notified that the victim had been rescued. Firefighter paramedic Quanisha Ward initiated CPR and other advanced life support interventions to increase the survivability rate of the victim. The victim regained consciousness and patient care was maintained until the unit arrived and patient care was transferred. Lieutenant Austin, firefighter Purnell, firefighter paramedic Ward, and Private Call did an outstanding job during the entire rescue and firefighting operation. These personnel had initial hands-on contact with the victim, but it is to be noted that several other personnel on the scene did outstanding jobs. But their individual actions exemplified the values of focus, integrity, respect, and excellence that we hold so high. They were a living example of our mission statement and deserve to be recognized and awarded for their actions in saving the life of a victim. Life-saving award goes to Lieutenant Tim Austin, Private Michael Call, firefighter paramedic Jefferson Purnell, and firefighter paramedic Quanisha Ward. On the evening of February 3rd, 2019, at approximately 1830 hours, Engine 17 and Truck 8 were dispatched to a house fire at 110 North Grid Street. They arrived on the scene to find a one-story wood-frame duplex structure with heavy smoke showing from the gables on the roof. The size-up indicated the fire was in the attic. Engine 17's crew, consisting of Lieutenant Thornton, Private Lauder, outer-rank driver Wilson, and Private Irvin, got a supply line, pulled a pre-connect, and headed to the front door to attack the fire. Truck 8's crew, consisting of Lieutenant Leopard, driver Gerald, firefighter paramedic Langer, and Private Catalano, made entry into both sides of this duplex. While making entry, a neighbor alerted Truck 8's crew that an elderly woman lived in the Bravo Division duplex. The difficulty of this endeavor was compounded because of the contents of the house, the extreme amount of fire faced upon entry, and the limited amount of room to operate. Driver Gerald and Private Langer forced entry into the home and quickly found an unresponsive victim. Command was notified to the discovery of a victim, and ALS care was initiated as soon as they exited the building. The coordinated efforts of the fire attack by Engine 17 and search and rescue efforts by Truck 8 on this scene allowed for a chance at life for one of our citizens. The time from arriving on the scene until the rescue of this citizen was 4 minutes. These are extraordinary times for a fire and rescue attack, and it is our intent to recognize, acknowledge, and commend each of you for your selfless acts. Lieutenant Wesley Thornton, Lieutenant Jason Leopard, Private David Wilson, Driver Kevin Gerald, Private Dustin Lauder, Firefighter Paramedic Grant Langer, Private Joshua Irvin, and Private Christopher Catalano, our Medal of Bravery winners. Medal of Heroism goes to Lieutenant Mike Seitz, Lieutenant Stephen Picatus, outer-rank driver Stephen Dowdy, Fire Inspector James Brewer, formerly driver James Brewer, Private Caleb Mason, Private Patrick Thornhill, Private Kenneth Montgomery, and Private Justin Gray. On the morning of October 14, 2019, companies were dispatched to a report of a fire at 2163 Alameda with parties trapped inside. Upon arrival of the scene, Engine 19 reported heavy fire visible in the Alpha Division. During the interior search operations, Truck 4's crew located an unresponsive male in the bathtub, under a shower curtain. Using effective communication and teamwork, Truck 4 lifted the patient from the tub and quickly extricated him from the structure while notifying command. The victim appeared to have become trapped as fire conditions were present in the hallway and living room, blocking the exit from the bathroom. Engine 19 still performed extinguishment duties while the victim was brought out of the structure to a stretcher waiting in the front yard. The patient was pulseless and unresponsive, and he further presented with second and third degree burns. After providing advanced cardiac life support, the patient did have a return of spontaneous circulation, but ultimately did not survive his injuries. Truck 4 and Engine 19 showed great courage and determination in performing the primary search duties, with confirmed reports of a victim trapped inside. Due to this commitment to what we hold so dear, our Medal of Heroism goes to Engine 19A and Truck 14A. The company citation ribbon goes to Lieutenant Jonathan Haley, Manager Kevin McGowan, Paramedic Nathan Few, Bess Philippoon, Andrew Cole, and Lieutenant Greg Wayman. The City of Memphis was awarded the Fire Protection and Safety Grant in the spring of 2019 for community risk assessment. Many large fire-based departments will not only apply for this, but the MFD pushed forward to the challenge. The community risk assessment is a description of the present-day city, department, and call demographics for the last 3 years. If you think this was an easy task, consider the fact that the Memphis Fire Department has responded to over 120,000 calls in 2016 alone, and the call volume increases 5 to 7% yearly. Quickly, we understood why large departments defer on this opportunity. The large amount of data required to complete this project is very challenging. Our CRA team began their process of assigning projects and evaluating data to accommodate the needed goals. The team of Jonathan Haley, Kevin McGowan, Bess Philippoon, Nathan Few, Andrew Cole, and Greg Wayman have spent many collaborative hours building this project. Our consultant with the Centers for Public Service Excellence states that this is one of the most impressive submittals to date, and as a reference, the index alone is hundreds of pages. The CRA team is our company citation award winner due to their time, dedication, and commitment to this enormous project. Receiving the Medal of Merit Award today are members of the Memphis Fire Department recruitment team, Lieutenant Lauren Farr, Firefighter Paramedic Stephen Zacher, and Firefighter Paramedic Reed Latessa. They all work feverishly behind the scenes, talking, texting, and vetting potential new fire department employees. This team spends multiple hours a day corresponding with applicants and encouraging new personnel about the great things in our department and in this great city. They use their own cell phones, personal contacts, to ensure potential employees can contact them at any time with any question. In addition, they utilize their own resources, sometimes including their own money, all for the goal of bringing the best and brightest to the Memphis Fire Department. These employees are the reason we have many of our employees today. And these efforts have been nothing short of Herculean, and tonight we say, job well done. The Medal of Merit recipients, Lieutenant Lauren Farr, Firefighter Paramedic Stephen Zacher, and Firefighter Paramedic Reed Latessa. Our Company of the Year, Quint 48C, Battalion Chief Vernon Hart, formerly Lieutenant Vernon Hart, Driver John Gish, Driver Ben Lewis, formerly Private Ben Lewis, Private Bruce Good, and Private Jonathan Spear. When receiving submissions, we sometimes run into situations where we can take a different direction. This is one of those situations. Quint 48C had a submission for a specific incident, but after looking at their body of work over the course of the year as a fire company, we decided to change directions and recognize the day-to-day consistency and performance that they have displayed throughout the year. We thank you for all that you have done, protecting that Raleigh community, and we also thank you for the leadership of your officer, the performance of this company both on scenes and in their daily routines. Their performance and their dedication to service makes them our Company of the Year for 2019-20. Quint 48C.